Investing should be boring, but we can make boring investing fun. You don't have to throw all your money at an AMC or a GameStop to feel this high or feel like we're part of a trend. You don't have to make investing like gambling. Just having $1,000 to invest with already puts you at the next level. Investing is the next step above a savings. And a savings account is boring. Hi, I'm Randy Vasquez. I'm a musician and a minimalist who's obsessed with tech and investments. And today, I just want to take a step back and cover the basics about what investing means to me. I'm someone who's been actively investing for 7 years. And before that, I had another 7 years of just building my 401k through the military and these companies that I used to work at. I have only been doing this for 14 years, which is extremely short in the big picture of this thing that we call life. At 18, I started with this thing called TSP, a thrift savings plan. It's the government's version of a 401k. Every service member is offered this when they first enlist. Then I started trying this new app called Robinhood in 2015. Then I moved over to Vanguard for retirement plans, ETFs, IRAs, you name it. My newest platforms that I've been trying out are called BlockFi and Crypto.com for all my crypto exposure. And throughout the 14 years, what all these things have in common was that I was boring with my money. I invested in safe stocks. Only one stock blew up and became a household name, Tesla. But that was the exception, not the formula. I wish I can sit here and tell you that I was this ingenious investor who knew years from now Tesla is going to become one of the most valuable companies in the world and sell you a course. But that's just not true. I always wanted a Tesla car, and I eventually bought stock in the company as a sign of good faith that I believed in this tech. That's it. I bought the car, I owned some stocks, I called it a day. People watch the exciting stuff and they might even participate in it because they want to see something go against the established. Maybe they think they'll win this almost lottery-like feeling. People want to see an immediate return on their money, but that's not how investing works. It doesn't work in real estate, it doesn't work in investing in a company, it doesn't work in the stock market. You want to be like an investor on Shark Tank. Even they take their time with this process. What you don't see behind the scenes is how they really look into the company's financials, and a lot of those deals don't even go through once they take a closer look at these businesses. Buying real estate to sell takes time to let the property appreciate in value, or you're gonna have to put a lot of money into a house to fix it up to hopefully flip the sell. And the stock market is actually quite slow in the big picture when moving Wall Street forward. But people don't stop to think about this because it's not glamorous. It could be just as boring as watching a 36-month CD grow at a 1.5 interest rate. In my own experience, even I waited a long time to see the payoffs of investing. But you wouldn't know that just by looking at what Tesla's been doing within the last 2 years. See, Tesla only became cool here, but I started investing in these guys around here, back when it was dry and boring. And for every Tesla, I have 10 other McDonald's and Pepsis that just exist. What fortune might look like to you overnight took years of building. And I'm not even talking about my dividend growth stocks or ETFs. Honestly, the roadmap is already laid out for you already, but people don't want to take it because they want to see if they can find like a shortcut, like through crypto. And maybe that will happen. But crypto has also only been cool within the last couple years, when it's already been around for about 10 years now. Nothing happens overnight. It just seems like nobody wants to talk about it because it's not clickable. But it's the truth. So how can we make boring investing fun? By watching your money grow over time. Knowing you're making more money than you had yesterday. That adds up over time. Here's the general rule of thumb of how you should approach this if you're just getting started. Before investing in anything, you should have enough money put away, put to the side that can cover your life, your expenses for about 3 months, just in case something was to happen and you were to lose your source of income normally. Okay, with that out of the way, start with your company's 401k that they offer, their retirement plan. If they match, put as much money in as they will match and not $1 more. That's free money. Then open a Roth IRA and max that out, which annually it's $6,000 a year. Max that out next. That's the priority. From there, start off by buying some index funds that have like a whole batch of companies together in that fund, so you can have market exposure. Rule of thumb is not to touch those stocks for at least a year, because if you sell it before then, you're gonna pay a short-term capital gains tax on it, whereas your taxes will drop significantly if you wait just a year. Typically, around 10 years is when you'll start to see some real returns. For example, even in the recession of 2008, it took about 10 years for the market to fully recover and have growth again. And then finally, you can start playing around with the more riskier investments like crypto, or you can invest in a startup. Things that won't necessarily hurt you if those things go belly up. Me personally, I have about 5% exposure in this space. Now my 5% might be bigger than someone else's 5%, but it's still about 5%. I don't really care what happens in that space because it's not gonna hurt my livelihood. And that's the most important thing. And what do all these things have in common? Patience. Something a lot of people need to learn to have. The only thing I want you to take away from this video is this. In a world of instant gratification, investing by design is not instant. Anything that tells you otherwise is a scam, and you could take that as investment advice.